you just bought that fancy light that says almost perfect color accuracy, and it's not quite the perfect color. Let's explore why in this video and how we can fix it. Hi, my name is Evansby. I'm a Montreal sports and portrait photographer. I have bad news. We have to start with your light. We are gonna dive deep into that subject, but for those who don't have the time, please hit that like button and also leave a comment to feed the algorithm. And go to the chapter, how do we fix the colors? In summary, you'll have to use gels in order to correct your light through your modifier. You can test your light plus the modifier with a tool like the Lumo Power, or use a color chart or a color passport like the color passport checker. This will enable you to test your fix. Now, if you don't have the time, you can watch a video in 2x and try to keep up and enjoy. And now, for those who want to dive deep, let's get into it. So most flashes or video lights, LED or anything, aim to reach a target daylight Kelvin temperature of the sun, typically at 5600 Kelvin. 5600 Kelvin is a typical noon sun, except in Canada, because Canada is a winter frozen hellscape. It is cold. Most lighting solution that you'll buy professionally will try to get to 5600 by having a similar color spectrum as the sun, which is really difficult. We're literally trying to create the sun at a lower power, and that difficulty impacts your lighting kit. So trying to imitate the sun is actually well explained from this graphic on screen that you can see from Wave 4 lighting. If there are colors missing from the spectrum, you'll notice immediately that skin tones or any object don't look as good as they should. With that known, the goal is to be as close as possible to a color rendering index of 100 and 100 being the sun. Here's a tip. Anything for the work we do as professionals should have a declared CRI of 95 plus. Don't settle for less. If you don't mention CRI, avoid it. Okay. With all that said, what does that mean for you? Even the CRI of 95 plus can be a little misleading since some meters don't give you the full spectrum of the reading, but I mean, we're not trying to go there. So measuring CRI is kind of difficult to measure as a tool that measures CRIs are crazy expensive for the common photographer. So you either have to trust the manufacturer, which is pretty correct most of the time with their claims, or watch in-depth reviews of said products. And if you continue watching this video, I also might have a solution for you that'll work at your home. So while the engineers at your favorite lighting company are breaking their heads trying to imitate the sun's color spectrum, over here at your photography studio, you're probably modifying that light in order to reach your visual goal, whether it is to soften, contrast, or concentrate your light, whatever you're trying to do. And this typically is where problems starts happening. So by adding modifiers to your light, you might be adding unwanted colors to your perfectly crafted 5600, for example, Kelvin light. Let's actually test that. So while I don't have the budget for the $9,000 Konica C70F, I do have the affordable and accurate Lumo Power. With the Lumo Power, we can actually see the chromaticity spectrum of any light that we put in front. Plus, we'll do another quick test that you can do at home a little later after watching this with an actual precise tool. To demonstrate that, let's take a look at the really basics of them all, the LED Godox SL60. We'll assume that the CRI of 95 plus, as mentioned by the manufacturer, is true at the given temperature of 5600K. For this test, we'll set the light at 50%. On screen is a measurement that we get without any modifiers of the Godox SL60. By adding a softbox like the Easy Glow 48-inch from Autorama, here's the new Kelvin temperature. Okay, so on screen you might see the shift in temperature by adding the modifier. I have another question, and because we're here, let's do it with another set of softbox. Here are the results with the Policy Buff 35-inch Octobox I got back in 2015. Here's the same light, again with a very dirt cheap Godox Octobox. So what is the difference between all of these modifiers? Well, the many diffusion material that are used inside. Now, how do we fix those colors? Well, there's no actual practical way to fix the temperature your light produces. It's CRI basically. We can at least correct the temperature coming out of your modifier, or actually directly from your light if ever you apply this method. There are three ways. First is the really old school method. I've heard, but I cannot confirm, that some old production houses, in order to warm up the scrims or the diffusion material, would soak them up in tea to bring him closer to warmer temperature. I cannot recommend that for obvious reasons because that'll probably ruin the material, but if you do try, do let me know and comment below. But before we start buying packs and packs of tea bags, what we can do is get better modifiers. Well, cheap modifiers such as the Godox Softbox that I just demonstrated uses a very cheap nylon. What you can do to simply solve it is get better modifiers like the Chrome, or if your pocket allows it, some brown colors, or even Profoto with a more neutral white diffusion fabric. But if you're a little tight on your money, here's the method I use that will cost about $15. Use gels. Gels can add this touch of missing color to your light and modifier. The most popular sort of these is the CTO, or the color temperature orange. It's a correction gel that comes in many shapes and form and has been used forever because light has always been an issue. And also it varies from tint. A gel will go from pink to blue depending on your light. CTOs can actually fix a softbox that casts light that is too blue by warming up the color, for example. So while it won't fix the native CRI of the actual light you're using, you can at least get a color on your subject that matches the sun just a little more. And for your information, if you look in the box below, I have listed a couple of gel solutions to any light that you can use in any situation, mainly Roscoe and Lee filters. And lastly, to test this at your home with your own gear, you can try the following two methods. As I mentioned before, you can also get yourself a Lumo Power. It literally changed my life. On top of being a light meter, it's also a chromaticity reader and many more things. I can't believe this is only like sub $500. The other method, if you don't want to spend that much money on such a small but life-changing device, is a little bit slow, but you'll save tons of money, is to get out of your bag your color passport checker. Actually, let me go get it. So this method is a little complicated, but the only thing you have to do is actually to point your passport checker at the light, again, unmetered or with your modifier, you decide what you do. Click the shutter and open up in Photoshop. You can click on the actual neutral gray, and if you find there's a shift in magenta or in green, you can adjust the colors by basically fixing what the slider tells you. And you rinse and repeat until you get it completely right. And also make sure to close all ambient lights before you do that test, because this will ruin whatever result you might get from it. So I hope this didn't make you too paranoid about the softboxes you use or you have at home, but it helps you understand why you're not getting exactly what you might have paid for. For more tips like these and techniques on lighting, you can make sure to hit that subscribe button that's located here to help the Sharpen channel. And remember also, that's a huge favor you can do for me, is to let us know if you liked it by clicking the thumbs up button. This has been Evansby, a Montreal portrait and sport photographer. You can also follow me on my own YouTube channel at Evansby Photo and on Instagram at Evansby for more behind the scenes and lighting techniques. Again, I'll wish you good luck and happy shooting and color metering. Cheers.